Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored by Dork Publishing. Visit them at dorkpublishing.com.
I wanna visit all the places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days. Our next guest, she's a busy lady in our community. She's a model. She's been doing a lot of modeling, and she's an aspiring actress. Let's welcome Enedina Michel. Hello there.
Hey, beautiful.
Hi. Good to see you.
Likewise.
I love that top.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like I just said, you are a busy lady. I watch you on social media, and you are doing amazing things out there, especially in the modeling world, and starting to act now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Enedina, I'm going to call you Annie if that's okay.
That's perfect.
What was it? First off, are you a native of Arizona?
No, I'm not. I'm actually from California.
Okay.
Small little town called Hollister by the Bay Area.
Okay. And what brought you here to our hot state?
A guy.
Oh.
My husband was going to college, so I just followed.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. So, Enedina, you are a model, and you're also getting into the acting world, and I've seen some of your material out there as well. What was it that inspired you? Let's start off with modeling. What was it that got you into the modeling world?
I hope I don't cry here, but my inspiration was my daughter. During high school, there were some rough times. She was in high school during COVID. So she was always a young, very perky girl, always talked to everybody, and then COVID hit. And not just my daughter, but a lot of kids were having a hard time.
Right.
So she went from a straight A student to just kind of going over. So I decided to do something to inspire her. And I said, I would joke around with her, telling her, I go, Mama, if I can do this at my age, you can do anything you can want to.
That is true. And I love that you said that.
Yes.
Because, there are so many people at our age think, oh, it's too late for me to do this.
That's exactly what I thought. I'm crazy. I started at 43 by helping my friend. My good friend Cheryl Dunn was my first photographer.
Okay.
She needed a model, and I said, well, why not? And then I started talking to my daughter to do my makeup, because she's a great artist.
Oh.
She really is. So I decided, I'm just a different kind of canvas. I'm just round and chunky versus flat. And she started watching YouTube videos, and she's kind of my main makeup artist now.
Okay. So you let her use you as a canvas, and now she's loving what she's doing.
Oh, yes.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Sometimes that as parents, we have to let our kids experiment on us.
Yes, that is so true.
Yes, I love that. So you started off working with a photographer friend, and then you working with your daughter. And what was it? What was it that kept you going?
The second thing that kept me going after my friend introduced me to doing some modeling with her was during the time that I started, I was part of the women's group.
Okay.
A women's networking group here in Phoenix, Arizona. And I just saw that so many women were just motivating and helping each other. But the one thing I did not see was a lot of, like I said, mature models. I started doing a runway about a year after I started doing photography, and everybody I saw there was always very young. And but I kept challenging myself. I said, you know what? Once again, here comes my daughter again. If I can do this at my age, you can do anything you want.
Right.
And so some of my friends in the modeling it's motivating me to do more and push me more. I don't know if it's true or not. They joke around like, you don't look your age any. I'm like, thank you. I would always say thank you. But it's just inspiring to just try to go out there and not just myself, but to tell women and even men that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still do something and follow your dream.
You know what? I'm sitting here listening to what you're saying and just soaking it all in. And even though you spoke of your daughter and you were doing this for her initially, it sounds like it was something that you needed as well.
Yes.
Yes.
It was a dream.
Yes. And a lot of times that's what we do. We do things. We empty our cups out for others, not knowing that we need it as well.
Yes.
Or we ignore ourselves.
Yes. I 28 years ago, this is how old I am, but 28 years ago is when I came to Arizona, and the first thing I did, I followed my husband. He was going to college, and he's a graphic designer. So I was his model at the beginning.
Okay.
And of course, then I had my children, and like you're right, I stopped. But yes, definitely, I always wanted to go back.
You always want to go back to it. I love that. You are showing women out there that they can do it. It may not be modeling. It may be being a makeup artist, hairstylist, even maybe someone behind the camera. But because you're a certain age, that doesn't mean that. I mean, you got this time to just put the heels away and put the camera down and go sit in a chair somewhere. No, I love that you're sharing that with other women, because I see that you share your journey out there.
Yes.
So, Enedina, so now that you're modeling, what advice would you give to a woman your age or a man that think they're too old to do this?
Wow, what advice would I give? Wow. First of all, I started doing it for fun. Like I said with my daughter, but for fun. Try to just look for places that you can be creative. If you want to do modeling, there's a lot of Arizona's a little hard to get out there and do things, and I understand that. But connect with friends. Maybe take selfies. I was told to learn how to take selfies. I do not know how to smile. I hate smiling. I laugh a lot and I joke around a lot. My friends are always telling me I'm very goofy because that's who I really am. But I do not know how to smile. If you see my photos, sometimes I don't smile very much. But this is one of the things I was told is learn how to take selfies. Now I get told
I take too many selfies, okay? So look, I can help you in that area.
Thank you. I do need the help. But I think that's one of the first things that anybody that wants to do this is just go ahead and
just get out there and do it.
Yeah, just do it.
That is just
I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. And you know what, that is one thing too. Being nervous is natural. I mean, it's no different. I'm sure when you're up there you got dressed, got your makeup done, all pretty, and thinking you're all cool, calm, and cool, until you hit that runway.
Yes.
At that initial start.
Yes.
Then those nerves start going crazy.
Yes.
So it's no different. But you know what? Those are good nerves. It could be excitement.
Yeah.
So that's the way I like to look at it. That is excitement.
Yeah.
So you're a model. Where do you see yourself, say, in 5 years with this?
Well, hopefully in 5 years I'll retire from my regular job. I'm actually an administrative assistant with Maricopa County.
Okay.
So in 5 years it'll be my 30 years.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. And hopefully by that time I will have enough time to be able to go do some acting in other states or somewhere around the world. I never know. I might have friends. I have friends. I'm very blessed to have friends all over the world.
That's awesome.
So I'll just call one up and say,
hey. And one thing I want to add too is that I have a friend, an associate that's on the East Coast, and she just started accepting her gray hair.
Oh.
And she looks fabulous with it. But you know what? By her accepting that gray hair, has opened up so many doors for her. So I love that you're out there, you're showcasing your gray hair, you're not concerned about your age, but you're showing them that you can do this at any age.
That's number one thing I get asked a lot. When are you going to dye your hair? I'm like, and I say, you know what? I don't need to. This is who I am.
Mm.
I'm very simple, very just like, hey, just love the universe, love the world. And my gray hair is one of the things that make me who I am.
Right,
So,
right.
yes, and I actually follow a few other models that they call her silver beauties.
Silver, yes,
And I'm
yes.
like, oh my God, they inspire me. I actually just came from a runway in California. It was called the 40 Plus Divas.
40 Plus Divas.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't planning to go do that one because it's in California, but my good friend Ashton Griffin, which I consider her like my daughter, um, she works with Paris Harris,
Mm-hmm.
and she's asked me like, why don't we just go? And I go, and if you get in, we'll ride together. And
Mm.
I'm like, oh, you know what? Why not? I'm sure they're not going to pick me. That's in my head. And what do? A week later, Paris sends me a message. Oh, you're in.
Mm.
And it's powers, 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 because that's how he said things. I was like, oh my goodness. So I started getting nervous. But then they send me the list of what I need to bring, your normal routine, your makeup, your shoes,
Mhm.
everything. And we get there. That was one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever had. Because for the first time, I was one of the youngest models there.
Oh, okay.
So there's about four of us that were in our 40s.
Mm.
And I think the oldest was probably 72 years old.
Oh,
And
okay.
Miss Coco, I can't remember her whole name, but just the experience being there with models that.
And they weren't even concerned about their
Oh
age.
no!
No.
Oh no! They were just walking.
They were
like
doing.
they were just queens and
Mhm.
kings. I was like,
And that's the way it should be.
yeah.
Not walking, oh, I'm 50, so I can't do this.
No, no.
I love
On the
that.
contrary, they were actually helping me, like get my nerves down, and then we would walk, and they were just guiding me and giving me tips.
That is, I mean, that's a good experience for you.
Yes.
That was a great experience for you. It's totally different than being on the set where you're with younger people than being on a set where they're more mature
Yes.
models and actors. I love that. I know you brought some media with you. Why don't we take a look at some of your media? So what do we have here?
So this is one of the group events that I go to. It's called, like I said, the Women's Networking Group here. Ms. Amanda De Leon is our basically main person that leads us. And we went to Cedar Chavez Park, and it
Okay.
was neutral colors.
Okay.
And I like being funny and weird, so I'm very playful. I'm a big cosplayer,
Okay.
so that's obvious.
I love that.
So one of the main things I love to do is I like cosplaying. Steampunk is really what I love to do, but I couldn't find a photo to share.
Oh.
This one is a little bit of steampunk. This is one of my good friends, Vince Craig, was the photographer on this one. And
I haven't heard that name in a while.
this was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So it's been a while, and
I love that.
it was just a blast. We went to South Mountain. It was a hike with those heels,
I'm sure it was.
but it was a great adventure. And this was one of my runways that I did with the Paul Mitchell School.
Okay.
This is one of the beautiful flying dresses,
Yes,
which
it
it
is
was
beautiful.
a little hard to walk with, but I had a blast.
That is awesome. Miss Marilyn with the dark hair.
That's kind of how I felt.
Yes, I love that dress.
I really did.
So I always felt that a good model should also be an actress. That was one thing that I was trained to. That was the mindset I was trained with, and I strongly believe that. So now that you've done a lot of modeling, you're moving into acting.
Yes.
So, how was your first experience with your let's say your first film?
Well, the first thing I ever did was The Strange Places with Andy Rodriguez, where I was basically an extra in the back.
Okay.
And I was working in an office.
Oh, okay.
And I go, I can do that. That's my regular job. I work in an office. I can do that. So that was fun. And then I've done a couple commercials after that.
Okay.
The first actually speaking role that I had was actually the 72 hours challenge that we had this past year, where I played a mom. It was kind of like a funny kind of movie,
Okay.
and that was pretty cool.
Okay. So I know you brought some media for from your acting also. So let's take a look at
that's
that as
what I
well.
brought.
Oh, that is awesome. So was that a reel you put together right there from different films or?
That was actually for 72 hours, the
Okay.
Clippy competition that we had. That it
Okay.
was for.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about that. That was your first time really stepping in, having a
Yes.
speaking role.
Yes.
So how did that go?
It went pretty good. It was fun because basically, like I said, I played a mom, which
Mhm.
is kind of pretty easy to do for me. And just getting together and having to do something in 72 hours, that was the challenge.
Okay.
But at the end, I think it came out pretty good.
That is awesome. So now that you've got your feet, your toes in the water
Ooh.
of acting, where do you see yourself, let's say in the next couple of years for that? Is that something you want to continue to pursue?
Yes, I definitely do. I've done several other shorts and student films where normally I play a mom. There's actually a movie coming out pretty soon where it's in a horror film,
Okay.
and my mind just went blank right now.
So are you, do you feel like you're picking areas where you have a comfort level at, being the mom or like being the assistant?
Well, the first roles were kind of just given to me, so I just basically applied for them and submitted, and I kind of got the part. But now, what I do see myself in the future is I just keep challenging myself. I love to challenge myself, so I want to do as many things as I can. They're totally opposite of what I do.
And seeing the roles that you're playing in your modeling, I can see you doing those other types of roles, the cosplay, being a superhero. I can see you even attempting those roles as well, because you do it well in the modeling world. So it's just transitioning that over to acting.
Yes.
I love it. So are you currently taking any acting classes or?
Not at this time, only because, like I said, I have 2 jobs.
Okay.
My family, of course, and then acting and modeling definitely takes a lot. July is pretty booked. I don't have a day, not even a single day for a break in July.
Wow. Well, you know what? I recall you stating that it was hard here in Arizona for modeling, but it doesn't seem like it's that hard for you because I see you working all the time.
It's just, I guess, connecting with the right people.
Okay.
And it's just trying to find people that want to work with you. And a lot of times, I'm just very, like I said, very playful, and I just want to have fun. A lot of my tell, I just want to have fun. Right now, I just want to have fun. In a couple of years, when I think I can retire, when I can have more time, I really want to dive into it. Like I said, even if I don't do anything in Arizona, either California or a different state.
Right. So are there any new projects coming up?
There's 2. One of them, I'm supposed to be in a 1912 movie. I'm going to be playing a mom again.
That's okay.
And the second one, I'm actually auditioning.
Okay.
And this one, I'm auditioning for a girl working in a brothel. So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
definitely
That's
going to be a challenge.
different.
That's definitely different. So that's my next one right now that I hope. We'll see what happens.
Well, that is awesome. So where can our audience find you?
My Instagram is Enedina.Michel.56. And that's pretty much what I have. And Facebook, Enedina Michel.
Okay. Well, it was such a pleasure to have you here with us today. And we're going to keep our eyes on you out there and see what Annie's up to, because I know there's going to be a lot more work for you out there. I see you're being very versatile.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Just continue to keep that mindset that you have.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing it with our audience today.
Very much. Thank you for the invite.
You're welcome. And thank you for joining us here today at Desertwood Days, and we'll catch you next time.
Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored by Dork Publishing. Visit them at dorkpublishing.com.